We are all here today, but for what purpose? Or how did we get here? We are a part of Toastmasters. And so, I took it upon myself to find out a little bit more about how it all began. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and an honored guest, maybe a future Toastmaster. Today is the story of how Toastmasters began. Now, many of you may have heard this story, and I hope to add a few more details. It started with a man named Mr. Smedgley, a very interesting name. And he lived in the small state of Illinois, Bloomington, Illinois. And there he was the director of education at the YMCA. And he noticed that there was a need to help people develop, to improve the ability to express their ideas. He said he wanted to teach people to better express what they were thinking or feeling. Now, formal classes, they didn't want it. And so, he devised a plan to learn by doing. Rather than being a classroom, it was more of the workshop. And so you would be able to practice your speech and improve your skills simply by doing. The first ever club meeting was on September 11th, 1924. And if I'm incorrect with that date, I will correct it later. But it was 1924. That long ago, almost 100 years ago, was the very first Toastmaster meeting. And it has developed into a large organization today. Until we have, as of recent statistics, 325,000 members, 142 countries, and many, many clubs in those different countries. It's truly a fantastic organization that has continued to thrive. Well, how did it go from one to this many? Well, as he continued to develop these meetings and participate with working together, many people wanted to also start. Their club got up to 70 members. Can you imagine table topics with 70 members? He was able to then, with all the information and requesting forms, he created a booklet of instructions, a manual of instructions. And it was through this process that other people were then able to develop their own clubs. And this began to grow. Until at one point he said, we need to create a name for this club. And because they had one organization, one club up in Canada, they decided to name it Toastmasters International, to be able to create that connection with the international aspect. And that has continued to grow, as I said, 142 countries. This is such a large club. So many people involved. Think about all the members, all the experiences. Well, doing a little more research and finding about who is famous that has been a part of Toastmasters, I was impressed to see some of the list. Napoleon Hill, a famous author of Think and Grow Rich, he was a part of Toastmasters. I don't know if you know Mrs. Fields, but she made some wonderful cookies. CEO of Mrs. Fields, and she was a Toastmaster. Others, Mr. Coors, he was the chairman of the Coors Brewing Company. He was also a Toastmaster. I wonder if you went to the first Toastmaster meeting thinking it might have been some drinking club or drinking game. And then, a personal favorite, comedian and actor, Tim Allen, was also a Toastmaster. I was impressed to see the significance of the people and how this has influenced their lives and how it's helped them to be more successful in their own lives. But we don't have to go very far to recognize the success that it has in our own personal lives and those around us. Our very own club has been around since 1987, starting February 1st. I did not realize that this year we are celebrating 30 years of being a Toastmaster club, and that is pretty significant. In just my preliminary last-minute research, I discovered and believe that our longest-term member here today is our very own Satwinder. So congratulations. And we're honored to be a part of that with you. All of the benefits of Toastmasters we've seen throughout the years. We've hopefully seen in our own lives for the short time or long time that we've been a part of it. And as we think about that and learn about the different history and aspects that Toastmasters has provided, I am impressed to realize that the same purposes that were created by Mr. Smedgley are still being perpetuated today. He said on an interview that I was able to see on YouTube that he wanted people to be able to express themselves, to be able to identify what they were thinking and feeling and better put that into words. It wasn't just to become great speakers, but also great leaders. And in just the short time I've been here, I have felt the great ability to better organize my thoughts, put together speech concepts, and be able to express myself better to how I'm thinking about in my own mind. And I also appreciated the leader capabilities, the opportunities to be able to direct meetings, as our Toastmaster does today, as well as to be able to lead different functionary roles. The Toastmasters organization has been around for more than 90 years. Our club has been around for a third of that. I look forward to the future. What contribution will you make to Toastmasters Club? And what opportunity will you have to help others join our club, to benefit from all of the resources available and the many years of experience? I hope you'll take advantage of all that Toastmasters has to offer and look for ways to help others benefit as well. Mr. Toastmaster.